Hello, welcome to Karma on Deck. I'm Karma. This is your weekly tarot reading for the sign of Scorpio. Thank you for your patience. I had some tech issues before, but here we go. Let's take a look and see for the week of April 7th what your energy is looking like for Scorpio. Nice and easy. Let's take a look and see. Let me shuffle these really quick. How you doing? You know, I can't even hardly believe that it's April already. And that we're coming up on May. Spring has sprung. It's definitely warm and toasty out in my neighborhood. So let's take a look and see. Here we go. Scorpio. Six of Swords. So whatever energy that you've been dealing with that feels a little like pressure, Six of Swords is coming, telling you that you're about to have some ease that's coming your way. Four of Cups being a little bit more social. The Death card, of course. This is the Scorpio card. Are you aware that the Scorpio card is the Death card? So change and transformation is what Scorpio is all about. Intensity as well. So I'm seeing here the Three of Coins and the Two of Swords. So there's some indecision that's going on with some things that you have yet to take on, or moving forward, some tasks that you have to do, because you have this Two of Swords. And the Two of Swords is definitely feeling like analysis paralysis. You've got six of one, half dozen of the other. Not, well, that's more like, yeah, that is the Two of Swords. So you have this scale where you're trying to figure out what you're going to do to navigate moving forward, how you're going to manipulate information to figure out the things that you need and make decisions. So don't get too stuck in decision making, because, you know, some opportunities have an expiration date if you don't pull the trigger on them. I see the Seven of Coins, which references possibly a move for you. The Ace of Wands is your reminder that you have all the skill set that's necessary in order for you to accomplish what you need to accomplish. So if there's these doubts, these self-doubts, stop it. If you have these self-doubts, okay, and then what you need to do is remember that the Ace of Wands tells us that you have everything that's necessary for you to succeed, and that you need to just take a little courage and trust yourself a little bit. I do see the Six of Cups, which is celebration. I do see the Queen of Wands, Three of Cups, Ten of Wands. So how anxious are you? So the Ten of Wands is about anxiety, so feeling a little frustrated. This isn't necessarily feeling backed into a corner, but this is feeling overwhelmed. There's too much going on for you to kind of get grounded. And there's money that's required for you to do the things that you want to do. So you're trying to figure out, where is it coming from? How can I get it? How can I make it work for me? You have a couple cards for celebration, so I'm going to assume somebody has a birthday coming up, or a reunion, or maybe even some holiday time for you. Maybe it's just spring and you're starting to celebrate and feeling a little less like cabin fever. I do see the King of Cups, which is very emotional. So you're feeling, this is very EQ, emotional. You're able to respond rather than react, which is nice and beautiful. I see the Three of Cups, which is chemistry, but this is also something that has to do with you being very much about keeping your circle small and making sure that you have, you know, individuals that you trust in your circle so that you can't make the same mistakes again. We do see the Queen of Wands, and that's our card for being in leadership and making very direct, you know, decisions for yourself, making sure that you're doing things that are nurturing the family rather than just strictly making the money. Like, I'm making the money, but is it, you know, a good source? Am I using it in good ways? And, you know, where your values are too. Queen is values. So you got to look at your anxiety though too, the Ten of Wands. So anxiety, what can help with anxiety? What causes anxiety? So decision-making fatigue, having too many decisions on your plate at once. You can only go through them in a linear thinking. You can only literally do one thing at a time, and you can only do one thing and do it well. So decision-making fatigue, also meditation, lack of, not being able to hear what your own spirit wants, owning up to other people's needs before your own, allowing other people to make decisions for you. And, you know, like when you go somewhere and you know you have anxiety and you're letting someone else make decisions for you, you don't know where you're going, what's going to happen next. And so it's just an anxiety-ridden event, right? So this is why we all have anxieties. Too many of our decisions are taken by other people. And then you have a deadline too. So you have all these deadlines here with the Four of Swords. So he's got like a needle on his nose and a fistful of blades. And he's like, anything I do, if I let go or if any of this intensity changes up at all, I'm going to get hurt. I think that's a beautiful analogy in general for how people act with relationships and in pulling and making decisions, is because it's like we've been burned before. So I just have to hold on to this intensity as tight as I can so it doesn't change and burn me up, right? So I'm seeing, let me see what else is interesting about this. So the Four of Swords, which is that tension that feels like a deadline or feels like pressure, or things have to happen in a certain order, etc. We also have the Six of Swords, which is things smoothing out and some of those blades pointing away from you so it won't feel as intense anymore. Good evening. How are you? So let's pull a card for you from the Mystic Dreamer and see what your moon reading is for this week, Scorpio. Scorpio moon. So while I shuffle your Scorpio moon, book your one-on-one, karmaondeck.com. Join me for the Tarot 101. And if anybody's interested in joining me in my shadow work group, Good Karma, please hit me up. Go to my Facebook page, Karma on Deck, and request. So you can kind of see some of the bigger discussions we have, and we get in depth with some of these things. So let's take a look and see. Scorpio moon. Nine of Wands, fatigue. First thing that comes up is fatigue. Wow, Nine of Wands, Nine of Cups, Nine of Swords. Holy shit. All right, so nines right now. Look at this. Nine of Wands, you're tired. Nine of Cups, overwhelmed. Nine of Swords, staying up, literally thinking about things over and over and over. This is almost like obsession. But you have all these nines. This is fatigue, doing as much as I physically can. Then you have the Nine of Cups, which is overwhelm. And then the Nine of Swords, which is this whole staying up late at night, obsessing about things and how they're going in your quiet time. Six of Cups, nostalgia. Four of Cups, regret, looking at things, wishing they had changed. You don't have the one element right here. We've got a bunch of things, but not the one that makes us happy. So some things are missing. Five of Wands is a conflict, justice card, court and consequences. We've got the Hierophant, which is arrogance. Ten of Swords, which is stubbornness. Somebody in your life is playing the victim, so you're not going anywhere, getting anywhere with them. We do have the Two of Pentacles, which is indecision. She's got two boats. You already have the Two of Swords, so these two boats are trying to decide which direction you want to go. She can only greet one boat at a time, so which direction are you going to take yourself in? And it's unknown. We see the Queen of Swords, which is your pulling them punches, girl. I mean, so the Queen of Swords is setting those boundaries, man. And sometimes it's not nice when we do it. You guys know that's my bitch card. So you're being bitchy. And so, if somebody's trying to take advantage of you, it is all good. You got to say what you got to say. So I'm seeing the Ten of Cups and the Nine of Pentacles. The biggest thing that you're trying to protect is, your family and your image and your happiness. I see the Judgment card. There's a difference between judgment and judgmental, but I'm seeing the Ace of Cups, the Three of Wands, the Ten of Cups. And this is all telling me that you want to move forward into something a little more bright. However, you're watching a little more carefully than you had done in the past, because you're just saying, I'm not sure which direction to go, but I just know it doesn't want to look like this anymore. And I'm seeing the Ten of Wands. Notice how different this is from the Two of Pentacles. So the Two of Pentacles is trying to decide which direction to go. But this one right here is the Three of Wands, which is her standing on this cliff looking for hope. So she's watching for signs. And so here's the thing. Be careful what it is you're asking for. With the Ten of Cups, there's often a lot of sense that there's illusion, right? So I know that this is perfection. Some people are like, I met my soulmate, I got it. But sometimes we get caught up in illusion, like Disneyland. Disneyland is all about illusion. It's a script. It's false fronts. That's that building. It's a rainbow and cups. Like, fantasy isn't always perfect, And so where are you disillusioned? Where is your illusion? So take your time on making your decisions is the only advice that I can say, because they're telling you to watch. Spirit's telling you to watch. Keep your eye out. Pay attention. You've been betrayed in the past. You've got to be the Hierophant. Now, when you guys see me play the Hierophant card out in a reading, I will say they're arrogant, they're stubborn, they know it all. But here's the thing. Let's channel this card for your own benefit right now. Be stubborn. Be solid. Don't let anyone talk you out of things or into things. So positive or negative, some people are just stubborn and they're an ass. But when you have this card and you look at it and focus on it for your protection, you're like, nope, I'm good. I know what I need to know. Okay. The thing that is hard for you, though, is you don't want to start over in anything right now. Page of Swords going from Queen of Swords. I don't want to start over. What the what? So I do see the Ace of Cups. New beginnings are in store for you. You did have the Death card in the beginning of your reading earlier. Transformation, Scorpio. But be a little stubborn. You've got this Hierophant. Dig in a little bit. And then I'm seeing here, like I said, the nines. Woo! You've got this Nine of Swords, Nine of Wands, and Nine of Cups. So what happens when you're overwhelmed? What happens when your computer doesn't work? What happens when your kid's freaking out? You give them a timeout. What happens when you reboot your computer? It seems to work a little better. So perhaps a little bit of an unplug or stopping thinking about the situation long enough for you to see some of the dynamics that are going on a little clearly, or take your emotions out of the game. I know it's not easy, but a lot of overwhelm going on there. Here we go. Your Divination of the Ancients. Message for this week. Authenticity. I love this card. There's nothing I love more, well, I think, than authentic people. I don't care where you're coming from or who you are, but when people are authentic, I have total respect for that. So this card is authenticity in its handwriting, because no two signatures are alike. And remember that neither is any two people alike. So remember, square peg, round hole. You can't fit in someone else's definition. So be authentic. So this is your meditative focus for the rest of the week. I want to thank you guys for hanging out with me. I will catch you on